Have you ever wondered what it feels like to start over in a new country at 18? 6 years ago, I landed in Finland after a 20-hour flight, clutching 3 suitcases filled with instant noodles, summer clothes, and a book called The Art of Not Giving an F. I was nervous, excited, and completely unsure how long I would stay. Today, I'm still here, still chasing my dream and adapting to this beautiful yet unpredictable place. Along the way, I faced choices that could have brought me back to Vietnam or even led me down a very different path, like getting married by now. And yet, against what feels like a 0.01% chance of our path crossing in this big world, you choose to be here with me right now. I have just enjoyed a slow, peaceful morning, and as I sit here with my matcha, I want to take you through the decisions and the moments that shaped my 6-year journey here in Finland. So, shall we start? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channels. As you can see from the intro of this video, this one gonna be a quite intimate video for me because I will pour from the bottom of my heart my life story in the past 6 years living in Finland. Honestly, I still remember vividly my first day step foot into the new country. Then I live in a small city named Lahti. It was really a small city, and there is now still only one shopping mall and life and at about 8 p.m. or even 6 p.m. at weekend. So as a girl who grew up in a vibrant city like Hanoi, it was a huge culture shock for me when I first moved to Finland. The very slow living pace here, and Finnish people are mostly really quiet and have high privacy. It wasn't a surprise that after the first few weeks, when the excitement faded, I started feeling really homesick. A few weeks later, I visited Helsinki, the capital in Finland, for the first time. And there I realized there was much bigger Vietnamese community, bigger city, so there more opportunity, life was more vibrant. So I was really surprised by the change of the city. And on the train going back to the small city Lahti, I made a promise to myself that this time next year, I will live in Helsinki. Not here, not this small city. And I was that serious with the promise I made for myself. So immediately I did some research trying to figure out how I can move to Helsinki. And I found out that I could transfer to a university in Helsinki. But the challenging part here is that the university I like, Haaga-Helia University of Applied Sciences, only accept maximum 3 transfer students last year. It mean that the competition is high. That's why, unlike other friends who did some part-time job to earn extra income during first year, I decided to invest all my time into studying, maintaining high GPA so that I could transfer to the university in Helsinki. And I thought that path was set for me until 6 months or 7 months later, COVID hits Finland. Yes, we are talking about 2020 now, when the COVID started over the world. When COVID hit Finland, I have to decide between one of the most challenging decisions ever in my life, whether to stay in a new country where I barely know anyone during pandemic, or I would get on the repatriation flight to Vietnam. I was really lucky to have a seat in that repatriation flight because it was super rare. I was ready to pack my stuff and go back home, but then 2 nights before the flight, I couldn't sleep because I kept thinking, like, what if the COVID ended and I cannot go back to Finland in the coming autumn? And it's been that my plan to transfer to Helsinki would totally be ruined. But on the other hand, I was also worried that the COVID situation got worse here, and it was really dangerous for me to live in a foreign country where I barely know anyone during the pandemic. So it was a really hard decision for me. But in the end, I took the leap. And the next morning, I emailed the embassy of Vietnam in Finland saying that I would not get on that flight. My parents were panicked, I think, but I knew that I made the decisions and I have to be responsible for it. And the following month was really brutal. The negative COVID headlines every day, homesickness, sharing the house with 4 different friends, and trying to keep the good grades at school. I cried, I doubted myself, and I tried to save money in case of emergency. And All of this happened just in the first year ever I lived in a foreign country. But I think I performed better under pressure. So in June of last year, I received the acceptance email from the Haaga University. And at that moment, I realized that I made the right call, even though it feels really insane to decide that way. Sometimes I think if I have gotten on that flight back to Vietnam, I might not return to Finland again. Because then I wasn't fully happy here yet, and I knew some people who never returned after they left. So thinking back, I am really proud of my 19 years old self. I wasn't sure that my plans would work, and no one guaranteed that I would successfully move to Helsinki, but I stayed despite the risk, and I bet on myself. And the big decisions I have made during my first year have entirely changed the course of my life later on. And after the first year, after the first crazy year, I thought that my life would just get better and better because I have been working really hard to earn the ticket to move to Helsinki. In many ways, yes, it does get better, but there was one thing no one have prepared me or no one have told me before, that just because I changed the place, it doesn't mean that I would instantly feel belong to the new space. In Helsinki, I barely knew anyone, and obviously I have to push myself to get out of my comfort zone, to make new friends, expand my network, even though it feel really awkward, you can feel that. But little by little, my circle expanded, and until one day, the ambassador of Vietnam in Finland invited me and one another friend to reactivate the Vietnamese student associations in Finland. Yes, it was thrilling, but it was also really heavy because Vietnamese Student Association is not just like a hobby. It is a representative of whole Vietnamese student in Finland. It's like a big thing to me, and it's include a lot of responsibility for a 20-year-old girl who still tried to figure out her life here. So I was super nervous when I talked to the ambassador, but I have learned one thing, that when you feel scared to jump, that's the exact moment that you should jump. So I jumped. I said yes to her, and the beginning wasn't easy either. So the organization, we had no guidance, no instructions. We only have some level of fun from the previous year. So I, together with other friends, we recruited the first 5 members, then the next 10 member. We kind of lift things up from scratch, revise the activity, redesign the web page, and create the guidance, expand the connection, and so on. So there was countless moments that I doubt myself. But I wasn't ever alone in that journey. And the best thing happened to me when I say yes to the invitation. Some of my friends, my best friends now, are from the town when I worked in the Vietnamese Association in Finland. And I also cherish the opportunity to create a space for new students to get to know each other. And I was really happy to contribute something to my community and create some activity for new students to find a place here in a foreign country. And little by little, I feel like this experience made me realize that maybe, just maybe, there's a space for me in this Finnish life after all. And my student life passed much more quickly than I expected. And normally you would study about 3.5 or 4 years to get a bachelor degree in Finland. But as typical me, by then I rushed the process, so I finished after 3 years of studying. Looking back, I wouldn't recommend everyone to do the same because I feel like student life is the best time ever before you have to enter the adult life that you need to make a lot of hard decisions. So cherish the student time, experience fully, and don't shorten or rush it like I did before. That summer in 2022, when I received my degree, my parents didn't say, but I can feel they quietly hoped me to return back to Vietnam. And honestly, I was really torn between whether to start looking for a job in Finland or return back to home. I talked to quite a lot of friends who now still live abroad or who have returned to Vietnam after a while. Everyone have their own reason for their decision, but almost all of them advised me to really understand what I want at that moment. For me, home is always there, and if I choose to return, the door would never close, and I'm truly grateful for that. So I turned my perspective into the question: if I leave Finland and go back home, could I regret anything living here in Finland? And then I realized that I deeply still want to work in Finland, and I want to learn more from this different culture, gain more international experience, and got to travel Europe while I could. And once the realization was clear for me, I chatted to my parents very seriously. I asked for their support, like financial support, so that in the next 3 months during summer, I would find a job. If not, then I would return home. If you have ever lived with a ticking clock, understanding that if you don't find a job, you have to pack and return home, then you would understand the pressure I felt then. Obviously, it would not be the end of the world for me if, I have to go home, the door is still there for me. But deeply, I still want to see where life in Finland would take me. So I went all in that 3 months, tried every day to find a job. Let me tell you that honestly, if you need to find a girl who's oftentimes real lucky in life, then it's me. Despite the very tough and uncertain market in 2022, I found a full-time job after 3 months of searching in Finland, knowing nothing about Finnish. So I was really, really lucky, but yes, I did prepare a lot. And I got a job, and staying here and working here have opened the door to a mix of experience to me, both negative and positive. But there's one thing that I'm super grateful that Finnish working culture has taught me, is the importance of living a balanced life. Just like many teenager girls before, I used to glorify the idea of working endlessly, climbing the corporate ladder, and earning fancy job title. But nowadays, taking breaks, prioritize family time, and truly taking care of my mental and physical health are way more important to me. After living here for 6 years, from being really shocked about the slow living pace here, now I learned from this culture not to rush things in life. No need to buy a car, buying a house, getting married, or have kids at certain age just because the society tells you to do so. I believe that everyone's life unfolds at its own rhythm. What's meant for me will find me eventually when the time is right. As I look back in my 6-year journey in Finland, there's one feeling that I've been growing stronger and stronger than ever. It is gratitude. Deeply, I'm so grateful for my family, my parents, my sisters, and my big family. They have been there for me since the first day. Their encourage, their love, their support from afar have been the biggest strength, motivations, and even inspiration for me to go through all the challenge to build my life here. And without them, surely I wouldn't be here today. And perhaps more than ever, I'm so proud of where I come from, of my root, my cultures, and my identity as a Vietnamese. The value I carried from my culture, hardworking, honesty, caring for others, responsibility, they are not just the lesson from home. They have been the foundation for me when building a new life in a totally new world. And through every success, every challenge I face here, these values remind me of the strength they have powered me and how much they have prepared me to success in the future. And honestly, I know that it is a privilege to be able to live abroad. I'm truly grateful for this opportunity in my life, and that's why thinking about the future moving forward, I truly want to live a life that make not just only me feel proud of, but also my family feel proud of, and honor the culture that have raised me. And everything I do from now, or I have been doing for a while, truly serve my purpose in life to pay forward for the support, the care, and the resilience that I have been given from everyone around me. And wherever you are in your own journey, I hope that you will always find the strength to trust yourself, stay connected to your root, and make yourself, your family, and your culture proud of you. So I just share with you some of the biggest decisions I have made in the past 6 years. Surely they are not everything, because I have millions of stories to share with you in the past 6 years. But I think these are the highlighted story or decision or challenge that really made who I am today, and I'm really happy to share with you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel or follow me on Instagram. If you now wonder why at first I chose Finland and how I dealt with the homesickness, then you can explore this Q&A video because I have answered this question in detail. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in this video. Honestly, today is exactly 6 years since the first day I moved to Finland, so I'm really happy to celebrate this special day with you all here. I hope to see you in the next video, and as always, believe in yourself.